The globalists worked their black magic over 3 or 4 decades to destroy America, and since it was so gradual, the average man didn't notice all that much. Trump? Well, he's coming in hot, taking a wrecking ball to that globalist New World Order and aiming to end it in relative lightning speed. Today's commentary is brought to you by MyPillow.com. They have a fantastic sale right now, spring sale going on, so visit MyPillow.com. And if you want even deeper discounts than they already have over and above that sale, see that little code right down there, Souls and Liberty, and the pink thing at the bottom left there. All you have to do when you go to the page is just type in Souls and Liberty, where it asks you to, and you'll get even deeper discounts. Now, it's been around for 30 years thanks to short-sighted, selfish politicians on both sides of the aisle, but mostly thanks to corrupt antichrist ideology pushed by global elites. Politics was the means of instituting their worldview where the average man, ends up the loser. The average man is seen as the enemy by the elites because the average man is the one most likely to carry within himself a recognition of natural virtue. While he doesn't necessarily live it out as much as he should, he still realizes that he should, and he still does sometimes. And he views the world this way, through the lens of common sense. Common sense, common because it's a key component of human nature, which we all share, drum roll please, in common. But since common sense also admits of God, religion, order of the universe, including moral order, the elites, they don't like it. They think of themselves as God. In fact, they hate it. So through funding various individual politicians, as well as the Democratic Party, they began foisting anti-common sense policies and laws on the average man. The whole transgender issue is a prime example that the average man looks at and knows through his common sense that's all totally absurd, right up there with child mutilation and illegal immigration. In its desire to crush the average man, the push for globalization also involved the economic order. Since America is the best embodiment of common sense being enshrined in law and culture, even if many times a poor example, it was the American average man, the middle class, which would have to be dismantled for globalization to achieve its goal. That would entail a near total restructuring of the economy from former times, including the destruction of American manufacturing might. And that's exactly what happened. Politicians bought and paid for by global anti-American interests created a hostile economic environment, crazy taxes, crazy regulations. And as a result, no American business wants to stay. So they got up and left. Through D.C., globalists hit the U.S. middle class hard by offshoring U.S. jobs by the tens of millions over the past 3 to 4 decades. This is what Trump is going after with his tariffs, elimination of regulations, lowering taxes, and exposing of massive fraud thanks to Elon and Doge. The globalists worked their black magic over 3 or 4 decades to destroy America, and since it was so gradual, the average man didn't notice all that much. Trump? Well, he's coming in hot, taking a wrecking ball to that globalist New World Order and aiming to end it in relative lightning speed. Over the weekend, a stunning admission was made by the UK Prime Minister and his administration. Kind of a white flag. Globalization doesn't work for a lot of working people. Trump has done something that we don't agree with, but there's a reason why people are behind him on this. The world has changed, globalization is over, and we are now in a new era. It might seem a bit grandiose to say globalization is over, but it is certainly in the process of being defeated. A restoration of common sense is occurring, a significant move towards a natural law victory. But the battle rages on and requires as much commitment now as it did in the beginning. Patriots need to be equipped, not just for the political and cultural battle out there, but even more attuned to the spiritual battle inside. We are each week in the face of the demonic, so we invite you to join us in this healing prayer to better equip us all in the mission. Praise to you, O Christ, for the victory of your glorious cross. Through the power of your death and resurrection, be our champion over the evil that afflicts us. the sickness of our bodies, the errors of our minds, the confusion of our feelings, the guilt of our consciences, the brokenness of our relationships, and the weakness of our faith. Make good our hope in you and restore us now and forever to your glory, O crucified and risen Lord. Amen. Thanks for joining us today. Coming to you from Houston, Texas. Yeehaw! I'm Gary Michael Voris. God love you.